I would like to present the state of agriculture and fishery in Misamis Oriental, based on how it is being crafted with the current realities of COVID-19 global pandemic. So practically this is the outline. I'll start with our mandate as a provincial agriculture, and then looking at development issues. And then based on the development issues, I'm going to present the typology of farmers in Misamis Oriental, how we develop our goals and enabling programs that allows us to focus on programs that will create impact to the lives of our farmers in the province of Misamis Oriental. So basically, the agriculture program is one of the 8 pillars sa provincial government, which was crafted 6 years ago. When we started last year, we tried to see how are we going to reinvent the provincial agriculture in the context of improving our local agriculture governance. We need to find our value in terms of our program to our municipal agriculture offices. As you understand, while there is a provincial agriculture in Misamis Oriental, there are also municipal agriculture. So we need to answer the very basic question: what is our value to the municipal agriculture in relation to improving agriculture program in the province of Misamis Oriental, so that we will not be duplicating the program at the municipal level. So looking at the poverty of Misamis Oriental in 2018, statistics shows that we have 18.5%, but the latest bulletin of World Bank, we said that because of the COVID-19, the poverty incidence is likely to reach at 21%, which means this will be the focus of our agriculture program in the province of Misamis Oriental. Food security, we are only 17 to 19% sufficiency level. It means pag main cropping season, we reach to 19%. Kung dili main cropping sa rice, you only have 17% rice. Meaning for the entire Misamis Oriental, we need around 10,000 milled bags of rice every day, and we can only produce around 1,000 bags. So the challenge is, how can we able to produce enough for us, or how can we mobilize our other provinces so that we have enough supply of rice every time we need them. So another issue is the unemployment, and this is also recent estimate from NIDA. It reaches to around 8 to 10% unemployment because of the pandemic, something that we have to be conscious about in relation to the COVID-19 global pandemic. Environment, still a challenge, how we can reduce the dependency of farmers to chemical inputs that basically also negatively impact the environment and to our coastal areas, because Misamis Oriental has along coastal lines, where in the future we might look at how we can maximize our food production in the coastal areas, considering that the coastal resources is not decreasing, or the area, but our land is decreasing every time there's a conversion from agriculture to industrial reuse. We also have to take note that there's around 3,000 school children that experience malnutrition in Misamis Oriental that needs to be addressed in relation to the agriculture program. Oh my God. One thing to note in Misamis Oriental, that in terms of typology of farmers, most of our farmers is working in the coconut industry. By the way, Misamis Oriental has around 10 million coconut trees, which means if we are going to undertake a program that will create positive impact, it's good to look at coconut and also the fisher folk. So that's why most of our program in the next 3 years has something to do with coconut, because we want to pursue our greater contribution to reducing poverty in Misamis Oriental by working this kind of industry. So it is then in this context that we are targeting that our contribution of the provincial agriculture program to poverty reduction is around 2%. It's around 1,200 households, family of 5.9, something like that. But again, this is something that we need to set as a benchmark so that we can measure our performance as we engage into different programs and projects in the province of Misamis Oriental, and also a basis how much we need to spend to make sure that we can contribute to our GDP. So we set our strategic goals so that we have a focus. Number one, we look at food security at the household and also at the provincial level, increase in income, and also something that will contribute to employment, especially with the COVID. We design our program in such a way that, number one, if there's something that is of priority of the provincial government, it has to be the market, because in most cases in agriculture development program, nobody's taking care of the market. So we decided that marketing should be the main concern of the provincial agriculture, because we are covering 25 municipalities where support for the production and technical assistance can be done by the municipal agriculture office. So we said, okay, marketing facilitation should be one of our topmost priority. Second is helping our municipal agriculture in relation to enhancing productivity. So we have a kind of system in rice where we practice integrated rice duck farming system so that farmers will not be dependent on implementing or growing rice using chemical fertilizer, but only ducks, which we have observed that yield will increase from 5% in year 1 and up to 30% in year 3 if farmers use ducks inside the rice field every time we planted it. So another support that allows us to diversify farmers' income or farmers' agriculture support is the tissue culture. We have a tissue culture laboratory that produces banana, abaca, and then we are now about to set up our embryo culture for coconut. This is something that we are going to expand or scale up because it will create impact to household in the upland barangays and also in the coastal areas that they are planting coconut and banana under coconut trees. We also intensifying our fishery program by implementing coastal resource management. For example, we identified the previously mangrove areas in Misamis Oriental, and we are establishing mangrove nursery in partnership with local government. And at the same time, supporting the inland fish production for tilapia, hito, and the solar salt production along the coastal areas of El Salvador and Alubihid, because these are also fisher folks that needs to have access to agricultural services to increase their income and secure their food. We have been blessed with the strong leadership of our Governor Bambi Imano, that Philip Morris Philippines, when they exited from the province, they turned over to us their 7-hectare state-of-the-art property where we already now operating, and we transferred our provincial agriculture office. It has also a 1-hectare greenhouse facility, and right now we are producing seedlings na nasa seed trays of vegetables that the farmers needed so that they can just plant it in their backyard or in their farm, and we do the seedling preparation because we have thousands of seed trays. As you can see, the building, we also now we started to use this one to establish the integrated coconut processing facility in Misamis Oriental. We have a partner from the Netherlands, which we are going to set up a facility to produce coconut-based pallet or kining tarima. So there's around 2.7 billion market of pallets in Asia. And the need for wooden pallet is being discouraged because that will create negative impact to the forest areas. So we are now developing or working on coconut husk as a source of strong pallets for export in Asia. So this will translate or add the value of coconut from the existing, if I'm not mistaken, 7.80 or 9 pesos per kilo nut to 25 pesos per kilo nut of coconuts. So we are working on increasing the value of coconut for the coconut farmers up to 25 pesos so that it will create additional income to the farmers and to farm workers who are working in the coconut industry. We are also, part of our activities, also developing water systems in partnership with private sector. For example, we have water systems that we mobilize in terms of support from FICO Foundation, our partner in indigenous communities in Misamis Oriental, and especially in areas that is traditionally a stronghold of NPA, where we focus most of our support to create impact to indigenous communities previously disturbed by armed conflict, that we call it geographically isolated and depressed areas, where most of our program are also being strategically implemented so that we can reduce number of IPs or rural areas that will migrate to the urban centers. One of our major programs that we are implementing now in partnership with the Mindanao Development Authority is a system, a digital information system. We call it AgroLink. It's a kind of a web-based digital information system so that farmers and other value chain players have access to information, and then also customers can easily order through online, and the provincial agriculture will mobilize logistics and packaging and distribution of this product so that during pandemic we can deliver directly the products of our farmers from the farm to the customers. We also partner this one with the FICO. So with the next 6 months, we are looking at first 1,000 customers in Cagayan de Oro City, which we are going to survey, who are members of FICO cooperatives, so that we are going to organize the supply for our farmers from our farmers, so that every week or every other week we can mobilize the support or the supply of the daily needs for vegetables and fruits. This would mean farmers or consumers don't need to go to the market, and farmers don't need to bring their products to the market where there are some barriers, especially this time of global pandemic. So these things is something that we would like to model as a benchmark or as an example, no, that we need to have other provinces, even a model of the entire country, because modesty aside, ang agriculture nato sa Pilipinas ang pinakakalat in terms of information system. You need to plan now, you need to review 5 years old data in terms of agriculture. So we need to have close to real-time information in agriculture so that as we deal with our investment, we have data-driven information or data-driven decision-making to increase investment in agriculture. Along this line, I always I am conscious about the issue of our College of Agriculture now, which is planned to be uprooted, no, from Manresa. Sorry to have a short touch on this kind of issue, but I think agriculture can still exist in Manresa even without uprooting it from the area. We can do agriculture even in the state-of-the-art buildings. So I think if we need to see the direction of our College of Agriculture in the future in relation to the province of Misamis Oriental, we can be the leader in terms of the innovative urban agriculture. We can be a leader in terms of developing graduates who can be expert in different agriculture industry. So I think to sum it up, I'd like to thank the College of Agriculture, no, for having me to share our experience. Right now, we are also in ongoing activity where we reinvent the provincial agriculture so that this will become a model in the country in identifying our value to the municipal agriculture, because in most cases there is a thin line between what's the role of the municipal agriculture and the provincial agriculture and even the national the DA in relation to local agriculture governance in the country. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much po, Sir Apollo. So now, let's move na po to our open forum. There are several questions po for you. So first is from Ma'am Rona Tan Relevo. Sabi po niya, in the midst of the pandemic situation today, what are your particular actions to address the massive unemployment in our province?
Yeah, one of the program that is now underway, no, that will create large impact to employment is our ongoing program per municipality, that is the processing for coconut husk or fiber, which we hope to take off next month. And we are looking at we'll start to export cocoa pallet, no, that is first of its kind, an environmentally friendly cocoa pallets. We have a partner from the Netherlands and also with FICO, who will invest around 200 million so that we can have cocoa pallet processing facility per municipality. This will give an economic impact to coconut farmers. when we try to compute, no, this will provide cash flow of around 300,000 pesos on a daily basis for the production of cocoa pallets. Why cocoa pallets? Because all over Misamis Oriental, we have lots and lots of coconut husks that some of them are being thrown or not, or just being wasted. One cocoa pallet, for example, will use 80 coconut husk. So in this case, we will be buying coconut husk from 75 pesos per piece to 1 peso. So imagine in Misamis Oriental, we have around 400 million coconut husks per year. That means if you divide that one in per municipality, we can produce around 600 coconut pallets per day per municipality times $12 per pallet now in the market. That's huge economic creation of economic impact in the rural areas. So as we engage into provincial agriculture program, we are also implementing infrastructure support. For example, right now, the integrated coconut processing facility that will be established here at the Misamis Oriental Provincial Agriculture Complex will increase the price of coconut from the existing 9 pesos to 25 pesos in terms of value. So which means things still being established, but we hope that early next year as we experience the negative impact of COVID-19 global pandemic, we have enough batteries of programs and projects that will surely create not only the positive impact, not only to the farmers who own the land, but also the farm workers under the coconut industry. In fact, right now, we have developed new product. No, right now, most in Misamis Oriental, we have tons. In my estimate, we have 30 tons of coconut sugar that is not being moved because we focus so much on coconut sugar, but without for export. But now we develop another product. We call this coconut juice. We call this one Kuyamis juice. Why are we going to develop tuba into sugar when we can develop it as a juice, pasteurize it, mix with lemon, and then you have fresh, good for those who are in diabetic because of low glycemic index. So we are now investing into um, bottling of this one and then pasteurizing, and then these things will contribute also to maximizing the product of our coconuts, which will also benefit women and children as healthy drinks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Those things that you have mentioned are really exciting, no? And I'm very happy because they can really provide a lot of opportunities to our farmers. And yes naman po, tree of life talaga yung coconut. Ang dami-daming makukuha talaga dyan.
By
So,
the way, ma'am, the one who really helped us develop this one is our own graduate from Food Technology Center at Xavier. So I think if
wow.
there's one thing that needs to be supported and always be in Manresa, that's the Food Technology Center, because whether it's an urban or whatever situation with state of the art building, food technology is always demand to
Yes.
any kind of state-of-the-art buildings and educational development at Manresa.
Yes, that's so true, sir, no? Importante gid kaayo ang food tech. So, yon sa atin to those who are watching sad na gusto mag-enroll, consider food tech also, guys, and all the other courses of agriculture under the agriculture College of Agriculture. So, yes, I think rin one of our food tech students, Carlo Cubido, shout out na nasa
Yes.
provincial office na karon sa Miss Or.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you, sir. Let's move to the next question po. Ito naman po, somebody is asking, with the upcoming election in 2022, what are the strategies of Miss or Pagro to ensure that the current programs will continue and address poverty in the province?
Yeah, those question is not new, no? In fact, that question should not be existing now, because for so long a time, when I was still working with the private sector, that is always our question when we implement project with the local government up there, and there's a change of administration. We worry about the continuity, but for me, today is my 711 days in public service. And I don't think there is a local chief executive who will not continue program that has created so many positive impact to the lives of farmers and to the rural communities. I think the challenge for the government right now is that regardless of who will be the next governor or mayor, while we are here being paid by people's money with the taxes, let's do our share so that we can create a bigger impact, so that whoever will be the next leader that will lead our local government or our country, then he or she will not hesitate to support our program. Uh, I am an experienced development manager in this country, and those questions, I think, is a question of those who are working in government who are doing nothing, so that anytime there's a change of government, then their existence is being questioned by the next leader. So as long as you do your job, you create impact to the rural communities who need the program. I don't think there's a mayor or governor or president who will stop your program, but they will continue the program by all means, come high hell water.
Yes po, very well said. Thank you for clearing that up, sir. Now let's go to the next question. This one naman po is from one of our alumni, Sir Paul Richard Paraguya. Sabi niya po, Sir Apollo, can the LGU Miss Or, led by Gov. Bambi and Aggie himself, allocate fund for research in partnership with ex-UCA Manresa areas to push for new innovations and state-of-the-art of agriculture?
Yes, I think I can guarantee 101% impact right now. I don't know if you can hear the background sounds in this farm where we created a rain harvesting facility. We are going to maximize the high precipitation during rainy months to be utilized during the time when there's rainfall. There's no rain, no. I think that is something that we can talk about, because as I look at Manresa and the issue of uprooting Manresa to El Gaucho farm, the way I look at it, agriculture can exist in any state-of-the-art building. In fact, as you can see in Singapore, when Singapore experienced the COVID-19, they doubled their budget in agriculture and they invest on urban agriculture, because they cannot just rely on Malaysia all the time. And I think this is something that maybe the alumni or the College of Agriculture or the university as a whole to design in partnership with local government the value of Manresa as an agricultural school within the city, within the state-of-the-art buildings of the university, so that we will coexist with other colleges, with other courses in the university. Gone are the days when our outlook of the agriculture is to have vast tracts of land. We don't need to be physically present in the farm to master the leadership in agricultural development. We just need to think outside the box. We just need to produce food even without the existence of vast tracts of lands. Because later on, if we keep on pushing the agriculture, if others will see the beauty of El Gaucho farm as a high-end realty or housing or condominium. If you have visited El Gaucho farm, you will say, why don't we sell this one as high-end realty estate? Because it has a very nice view. Then if that is our context, then we will be pushed again to Maramag farm. So we need to reinvent agriculture as a leader in agriculture innovation, so that we will train graduates to manage industry, to manage value-adding facility, to be manager, but no longer those who know how to plow, but who know how to manage agriculture program to secure our food in the future.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for that answer. Now po, let's move this one next question po. Cornfields, rice fields, and other agri-land use are gradually converted to residential or commercial land use. What are Miss Or's programs to discourage farmers or LGUs to allow conversion of these areas?
The issue of conversion is easy being said than done, no? How to stop them, but right now, I think the challenge is while other government offices is working on how to regulate the conversion, those who are involved in agriculture, like local government, should also present an innovation or a system in agriculture where owners of the land will have a bigger appreciation on the value of the land beyond its value to as a real property. For example, if we can produce rice, one of the pressing issue in Misamis Oriental is most of the rice land are also being threatened by conversion, no? Because it's most of our rice area is located in the coastal area, along coastal area. I think the challenge of local government, which we are now working, is to work in technology like rice duck farming that will double the income of farmers in rice. At the same time, it adds beauty as people look at it as an agri-tourism destination. So things like that, local government and government institution to invest in value adding so that farmers will not only produce raw materials but also benefit from the value of processing it. That's something that we are creating now. No, that's why we have the 7-hectare property in Anii that is given to us by Philip Morris, where we are going to develop as the state of the art food processing facility so that any products of the farmers that needs to be scaled up in relation to value will be given a preferential option so that farmers, for example, will not just sell corn but maybe chilled corn that will be used as a foodstuff in the high-end market. So many things in our mind, so little time. And I think we work hand in hand with Xavier University College of Agriculture. I am an Agri graduate and I always inspired by what Father Masterson did when he established Manresa. And I think this is something that we owe a lot from him. And I hope beyond this forum, we can work on how we can possibly share resources to make sure that we will continue to create positive impact to the lives of the poor, not only in Misamis Oriental but in Mindanao.
Okay, thank you so much for that, ano, sir, no? Very inspiring and makikita talaga yung influence ni Father Masterson with your words po, sir. So, I think that is the last of our question, pero I'll just read na lang the comment from Ma'am Chona Lasaka. Sabi po niya, value chain studies on coconut industry and other commodities should be done to identify the most profitable tracks to take. So, parang ano lang po, based on your presentation. Because, of course, Misamis Oriental is very well known for kuyamis and coconuts talaga. So,
Yeah,
yun, sir,
by the way, ma'am,
yes
what we
po.
are doing is actually the application of the study mentioned by Ms. Chona, no? That's why we already have identified the value adding activities that we need to invest. For example, we have now 60 million coconut processing facility that we have started to set up here. We also have this one, the coco pit, which we are going to distribute to urban areas for gardening. We also have this one, coco board, which we are developing for the housing. So this is made from coconut husk. And those who are very have fun of the plantita, we have this from coconut husk.
Yes,
Also
oo.
things like this. So we will just want to increase our investment, no? So that we can make this one as an income generating activity, not only in the urban but in the rural areas in the province of Misamis Oriental.
Yes, so ang dami-dami talaga mga innovations na pala na ginagawa ang Pagro, no, to really parang develop no, the coconut industry and even the agriculture sector there in Misamis Oriental. So sir, thank you so much po, and of course before you leave, any parting message po para sa ating mga viewers, especially those who are from Miss Or. Muted po, sir, muted.
Yeah, thank you for having me in this forum. And I think I hope this will not be the last, but this is the first step of cultivating our minds to look beyond the things that we are doing now. And I would be happy to see you in the future in not only in the field where we do plowing, but in the boardroom where we design programs and projects and inviting investors to invest in agriculture so that people also have to become more appreciative to the value of agriculture within the state of the art Xavier University at Manresa. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much po. So once again, that was our second speaker, the Provincial Agriculturist of Misamis Oriental, Mr. Jose Apollo Pacamalan, and also an alumni of XUCA, of course. So now let's move naman to our third speaker. So she is representing the Provincial Agriculture Office of Misamis Occidental. So please welcome Engineer Mary Don Madrio. Hello po, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po.
Okay, I'll share my screen na. Okay. So I'll be presenting the agriculture status of Misamis Occidental. Uh, I extracted this presentation from our Provincial Development Framework Plan for 2019 to 2024. So Misamis Occidental has a land area of 205 205,000 hectares of land and a total of 100,000 157 hectares of AAN as well as the SAC-PC. So, according to the 2020 census population from the PSA, population is at 617,333 with annual growth rate of 53%. So the province vision, Misamis Occidental is a vibrant agri-fishery and agricultural tourism center of Northern Mindanao.
Ay, ma'am, wait lang po, ma'am. I think there's something wrong with your mic kasi, yes po, merong noise. Hindi po kayo clearly naririnig.
Okay, wait.
Yes po. I-adjust na lang po. Okay, try to speak daw po, ma'am. Okay. Ito, meron po talagang parang noise. Siguro sa movement or something.
Ini, okay na?
Okay, okay, yan po, okay po.
Okay, sige. Nilalang ko mag-earphones. So, magbalik ko sa una.
Okay, pwede pong continue lang po.
Continue na lang. So, the province vision is that Misamis Occidental is a vibrant agri-fishery and agricultural tourism center of Northern Mindanao with God-loving, family-centered, and empowered people living in a safe, secure, and disaster-resilient environment with a sustainable economy led by competent and dynamic leaders. So, currently, this is the agricultural profile. Sa cropland, natay 12,861 hectares of land for food crops and 102,072 hectares or 89% for commercial crops. Then total agriculture land area is we have inland fisheries and mangrove area, which is 5,415 hectares or 4% from the total agricultural land area. So present situation, in 2020, we have 19,229 hectares of rice area invested with a production of 82,408.6 metric tons. Apil na dani ang rated areas no with an average yield of so we have 70.90 sufficiency level in Misamis Occidental. Most of the municipalities and cities are there are only three LGUs or municipalities that are not regulated. We also have study in using hybrid rice for our municipalities. So this is a consolidated report from the different LGUs with partnership with DA and PhilRice. Of course, then we got a 5.49 metric tons per hectare na average yield. So, which is ang usage sir na project is naka-encourage din sa mga farmers to use hybrid rice. Then for corn, this is the status of the corn. So last year, with the partnership of the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office 10, we when they give corn seeds to the farmers, yellow corn seeds. Then if ang farmer magtanom siya og kanang corn seeds, then among i-subsidize ang iya ang fertilizer para sa iya ang corn field. Then mag-evaluate first ang area if applicable ba siya, if kanang kuan ba gyud siya na land prep ba gyud. Then after time to time until harvest, amo silang i-monitor. Then after that, they will pay for minimum lang siya, ibalik nila sa LGUs. Then the money that they have paid will be used to buy na pod sa fertilizer for the next planting season. So money siya ang by LGU. So sa pagkakaroon ang average yield pa gyud sa whole province sa corn is nara sa 2.28 metric tons per hectare. Then for high value crops, this is the situation karon. Sa banana, natay area planted sa all types 3,746 hectares. Then dinidadayan ng ato ang so daghan ang nagtanom dinhi og Cavendish. Karon murag mas nidaghan pa kay na sila'y bag-ong nanay kanang private investor na misulod dinhi sa Misamis Occidental. And as of now, ang banana tissue culture laboratory sa province na naa sa Misamis Occidental Enterprise Research Development Center, gi-stop sa ang pag-produce sa mga banana plantlets kay for rehabilitation pa man ang ato ang facility. With commercial funding from the Bayanihan 2 sa Department of Agriculture, but karon na suspension pod. Then atong gihulatan na lang na mabalik na pod ang mabalik na gid siya na di na masuspend and mapadayon ang atong rehabilitation sa ato ang banana tissue culture lab. So ang banana tissue culture lab, for the past 3 years nakaproduce siya og mga 30 to 40,000 banana plantlets. Lakatan ang gina-produce. So ginahinay na pod karon og study if maka-produce ba og Cavendish. Then for mango, this is the area, natay 2,230 hectares. Then cassava nasa 1,749. Abaca is nasa 649. Sa abaca is gina-expand paghihapon ni sila karon. Namatay project karon no, especially katong sa mga highland areas, especially katong mga NPA infested area. So with partnership with the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the PNP and LGUs, nagyuday ginakuan sa abaca kanang mass planting sa abaca. Then sa cacao, pinipul sa cacao is naputay sa karon napay 65 hectares sa area, but this still expanding kay na may daghan pong mga projects with partnership with private, with cooperatives and Kenimer from Davao, so and PRDP also from DA. So naapod tay mga Then for coffee, medyo gamay-gamay ra pud ang coffee din sa sa Misamis Occidental. Then sa rubber is medyo naapod siya. Nasa 679 hectares. So, mani siya na ang plan for expansion sa cacao and sa coffee areas here in Misamis Occidental. So, kini siya, gitarget ni siya by LGU. And natay total na target expansion area na 31 hectares for cacao and 26 hectares for coffee. But hinahinay lang po ni siya na pag-expand, no? Kay we based on the capacity also maintain sa ilang farm. So, since ang mga LGUs nugod po din sa MISO karon, di mo na ito makalunay na ang ilang mga agricultural extension workers is medyo tigulang na gyud pod and gamay na gyud pod kayo ang mga nakakuan sa agriculture, so dili kayo ma-monitor. So ato pong itan-awon sa itong mga farmers na kanang maka-kuan pod sila na sila capacity para ma-maintain ang ang mga farms. And for coconut, so we have a 97,630 hectares of coconut area, no? Then nanaputay ka ng cocoa farmers, nasa 58,685. So more or less, kini sila tanan ng mga farmers, last mga 2 months ago, na-registered na sila sa PCA katong sa Coconut Registry Farm system. So they will be confident sa PCA. So we have project last year kanang pag-introduce sa mga dwarf coconut varieties para sa mga farmers na gusto mag-involve into cocoa sugar, processing and others. So sa rubber industry in Misamis Occidental, so mostly naagil siya ang rubbers dito sa Municipality of Concepcion. Nanlock area na siya, dito na siya sa sa near Mount Malindang. So natay total number of trees nasa 1,401,000. So a total production nato sa to ang rubber kaplap nani is nasa 154.5 metric tons. Apaka naghihapon no dito sa Concepcion ang daghan nato na abaca planted. So total of nasa 344.2 hectares. Kini dahil siya ng mga numbers and figures. I-conduct din siya by municipality. We geotag the areas para makuha yun if nabagyod na sila ng mga crops. Present pa yun sila. Then we also interview the farmer leaders there in the area if asa nila gina-market. Sa pagkakaroon, we have a co-op in Codela, Bucarto na sila ang gonna consolidate sa mga abacus centers in sa Misamis Occidental. Then for the fishery, so this is the coastline of the Misamis Occidental. So naatay Panggil Bay, Iligan Bay, and West Liagas Bay. So we have a average annual production metric tons. Sa commercial, we have 14,000. We have 17,048. Then sa mariculture, we have 422. Then so siya, no? Sa inland fishing, we have 138.50. Then sa brackish water fish pond, natay 11,320 metric tons. Then sa seaweeds, we have 7,624 metric tons. So, Naatay, tilapia hatchery na naa sa Misamis Occidental Aquamarine Park. Located at Nakaban, Misamis Occidental. Then we have also a BFAR satellite hatchery naa sa Pangdalaga and napagsan sa Balyang. So, mostly ang concern sa fishery sector is ang support for the coastal resource management to LGUs. Ay, then poor fisheries management and low fishery productivity. So, ang ato ang no, to answer these issues is dapat ma-supported ang ato ang coastal resource management to LGUs. So, ang Provincial Agriculture Office, especially ang fishery na section is maghatag yun siya og assistance to the LGUs para sa ilang coastal resource management. Then we also have to harmonize our bay alliances. Then as of now, we have the Indian Bay Alliance in Misamis Occidental. Then crafting kasad ang Panggul Bay and Misamis Bay Alliance. Hindi siya mag-harmonize siya no, sa mga fishery law. Then for livestock and poultry, so separate man gid ning amo ang provincial veterinary office but include nilang gyapon sa nakatumi. So so money ang ila ang vision, secured province and its safe food requirement through a disease-free, self-sufficient and good quality livestock and poultry industry. So their mission is to attain good and desirable production and self-sufficiency in livestock, poultry, and dairy sector through the timely technical provision and material assistance with the institution of technological innovation. So, Manila services now, they have a rabies vaccination, then artificial insemination project with, of course, support of the Philippine Carabao Center for the large animal artificial insemination program, then veterinary services, vitamin supplementation, then deworming, then consultation and treatment, as well as castration. So the CVET also created the creation of the Provincial Animal Disease Task Force in answer to the issues of the African swine fever. So they have this time to time interagency meeting to be updated. So they also require issuance of veterinary health certificate para sa mga animals na i-travel from Misamis Occidental to any point of the Philippines. So siya ila ang animal population and Misamis Occidental ranks third in the sa Carabao production, then sa cattle, then swine, then fourth for goat, then third for chicken, and fourth for duck. Then this is based from the PSA. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Don, for your presentation. So po, let's move na po to our open forum if that's okay with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay po. Ito po, first question. This is from Junel Abedes, one of our Facebook viewers. So I think this is more of a clarification po. So pinapatanong niya po, 45 days po ba yung mga hybrid? I think this is pertaining to the hybrid rice you have mentioned earlier. Ilang days daw po yun?
Sa hybrid rice, I know, not 45 days.
Okay po. Thank you po for the clarification. Ito naman po from Sir Paul Paraguya. Madam, there are 3 bays we commonly share in Northern Mindanao: Panggil, Iligan, and Makahalar. Miss Ok also has a vast agricultural lands. XUCA sees the situation very strategic for both the college and Miss Ok. Do you think the LGU of Misamis Occidental sees engagement with XUCA as a key strategic partnership? And would you be willing to devote research and scholarship fund for this engagement?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, as of now, since we are going through a transition for the Mandanas, uh, we could we have this research center here in Misamis Occidental, the Misamis Occidental Enterprise Research and Development Center at under our office. So yeah, uh, we could partner with XUCA. Then as for scholarship programs, we cannot I cannot say ano with that.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering that question. And for the information of everyone, Sir Paul Paraguya is the president of XUCA's Alumni Association nga po pala. So ito naman po, let's move to the next question. Ito, may one of the issues raised about the Mandanas ruling, since you've mentioned din naman Mandanas ruling, is whether or not the LGUs have the capacity to implement some of the programs and projects devolved to them. So in Miss Ok LGUs, are you ready for this na po ba daw?
Actually, it's hard to say that we're ready because we are understaffed in our office. Uh, uh, as For me personally, I am on I'm only the ABE in the office, so I cannot do all the work for ABE. So uh, we are transition pamansad ang ato ang for Mandanas. Then we're planning to hire more agriculturists and ABE to fast track the trabaho na i-devolve sa LGUs. Then as of the moment, we are still on the planning process for the devolution transition planning. Then we are proposing positions plantilla items para gyud ma-encourage ang ato ang ma gyud ang trabaho na i-devolve under DA. But for 3 years pa man pod na siya no ang ato ang transition plan, so hinay-hinay lang gid pod natong iada. So mao
Okay,
na.
thank you. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. So hopefully, by then, after the transition period, organize yun ay yun yung office, and then more staff because it's really needed. So that's why nga,
Yeah,
then to those who are watching, no, or especially to our students, really, we need you kasi kayo rin yung magiging staff ng ating mga LGUs. Yun,
yeah,
yes po. Mm-mm.
especially that most of the agriculturists in our office are retirable.
Mm-mm.
So job opportunities for agriculture graduates are good, open.
Yes.
So dili gid
Yes.
sila magmahay mag-enroll og agriculture.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now let's move naman po to the next question. This one, somebody is asking po, what are the major challenges affecting Misamis Occidental agricultural development?
uh, I think the major challenge is that dili pa tanan farmers willing to engage into modernization, mechanization. Pero karon ginay-hinay na, then sad challenge then is that katong kaganina understaffed yun mostly ang mga agricultural offices. Gamay lang gyud kayo ang mga agriculturist gyud sila na technician na maka gyud sa ato ang mga farmers, maka-engage gyud directly sa atong farmers. Kasi mostly sa atong mga agricultural extension workers is not good graduate from agriculture. So mao na siya nalisod po nila i-impart ang technology, right technology to the farmers. kay miskin sila mismo dili sila ano sa agriculture, not into agriculture.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. And then this one is the last question na po ito. What are the impacts of the Pangal Bridge on the agri and fisheries development of Misamis Occidental Province?
Actually, it's a good impact since daghan mga nag, for example lang this is the nanay investor o kanang Cavendish na sa banana dinhi. So dili na sila maghulat na mosakay sa barge bitaw from Misamis to Mukas or mulibot pa sila sa Pagadian. So if Panggil Bay Bridge will kanang finish na siya, so transport of agricultural commodities will be fast. Uh,
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, before I ask for your message na meron pong nag-comment si Said Free John. Sabi niya, Madots, go engineer. Yun. So, my fan si ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Hipoy, but
Yeah, so ma'am, thank you so much po for your inputs. And of course, before you leave, we'd like to ask for your message to our viewers, especially to those from the Misamis Occidental province.
in behalf of our provincial agriculturist, Mr. Dennis C. Leopoldo is also an alumnus of XUCA. Thank you for having me here in this webinar, and hopefully more people will ano more young people will engage into agriculture, and don't worry if wonder mo if asa mo padulong wala ba may work after. So Misamis Occidental agriculture sector is waiting for you.
Thank you so much, diba? That ay free promotion from Engineer Meridon. So thank you so much, ma'am. And yes, Engineer Meridon, MADRIO is also one of our alumni. EBE po siya from XU. So thank you so much, ma'am. And of course, extend our thanks also to the province of Misamis Occidental. And now let's go to our fourth speaker. So this one, she is the Provincial Agriculturist of Camiguin. So, everyone, please welcome Ma'am Maharlika F. Cagadas. Hello po, ma'am.
Okay na ta?
Yes, ma'am, you can start na po. We can see your presentation na po.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone, and to Ma'am Maria Rosario P. Mosqueda, PhD from the Dean College of Agriculture. Thank you, Ma'am, for giving us the chance and honored to be part of this webinar in support to our Mandresa Days. My presentation is about Camiguin. And the outline is the provincial profile, the agriculture and fishery situation in Camiguin, our accomplishments and programs. So where are we in Camiguin? Camiguin is a small province, the smallest in Region 10. It is known as an island born of fire, located coast of southern Philippines, and it is known because of its volcanic origins and eruptions, the island tourist attractions like the hot springs, the islets, the cold and soda springs, the waterfalls and sunken cemetery came into existence. It is a pear-shaped volcanic landmass that offers an abundance of nature's blessings. The island was formerly a part of Misamis Oriental, one of the provinces which comprises Region 10 in the Philippines, and it became an independent province on June 18, 1966. Okay. So where are we now? Camiguin has a total land area of 29,107 hectares, agricultural area of 15,000 hectares, 5 municipalities, 58 barangays, and a total population of 92,808 in the year 2020. We have a coastal area of 24,433 hectares and 31 marine protected areas. Okay. Our major economic activities here are farming and fishing, and as are the main occupation of our people. And we have resources about that include coconut, mango, banana, and it's very well known sweet lanzones. We always claim that we have the sweetest lanzones in the country. And for our sufficiency level, for rice, we have only 16% sufficiency level and 60% for corn. For vegetables, we are only 43% sufficient, and we are all surplus in all kind of root crops. And for fruits, we are only 40% food sufficient. So under our crop production areas, our top 4 commodities are coconut, lanzones, banana, and mango. Then, for vegetables, our highest is eggplant and our lowest is watermelon. And for root crops, our highest is cassava, second sweet potato, and third for taro. For fisheries production, we have a total of, for 2019 under aquaculture, we only have 45.74 metric tons. For commercial, 296, municipal, 2,811, marine, 2,811. An island, we have only 0.48 metric tons. And what we have done in our province. In seed farms, seedling nurseries, we have 2 provincial nurseries, and we produce 300,000 pieces of assorted seedlings. Before the pandemic, we also produce herbs, spices, and even ornamentals and flowers. And we also accommodated the demand of the flowers for the plantitos and plantitas in our island. For the distribution, we distributed 135 assorted seedlings with a total of 1,980 beneficiaries. Thank you. The Department of Agriculture also provided us the seed and seedling materials for the distribution of our farmers. We have also our Biocon laboratory under the prevention and control of plant diseases. We produce Metarhizium, Beauveria, and Trichoderma. Okay. Under soil conservation projects and soil resource utilization, we produce organic fertilizers, and we have concoction, and then we produce bokashi fertilizers for distribution to our beneficiaries and to our demo farms. For the fingerlings dispersal, we have dispersed 336,000 of tilapia fingerlings with 164 beneficiaries, and these fingerlings came from the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. We also implemented under our enforcement of our fishery laws. We have our task force with the members of other national government agencies such as the PNP and the DENR. We conducted surveillance patrol against illegal fishing and illegal quarrying. We also monitor daily transport of sand, gravel, and other construction materials. And then under credit financing, we have our Plant Now, Pay Later program. Originally, this is the Department of Agriculture assisted program that only caters the needs of our rice farmers. But now, especially during this pandemic, we extended financial assistance, not only the agriculture-related livelihood, but also non-related, as long as it will increase the income of our farmers. We have a total beneficiaries of 1,542 with a total amount of 37 million pesos. For our agricultural extension services, we have 31 high-value crop demo farms. The process of this is that the provincial government will provide all the inputs, and the cost of labor will be for the farmers. And the sharing of 40% of the produce will be for the provincial government of Camiguin, and the 60% produce will be for the farmer. We have 2 learning sites, and we also conducted series of trainings from production, marketing, processing, and even financial literacy trainings in coordination with Land Bank of the Philippines. All barangays were accommodated, especially those unbanked municipalities, to train our farmers on financial literacy. We also conducted continuing technical and financial assistance to our rural women, the 4-H women, and youth. And we have also this Food Always in the Home program, FAITH. This is to encourage families to do farming at home, to make sure that food is always available in every household. We conducted 2 awarding ceremony every January and July for the best Food Always in the Home program implementors. And the winners will receive cash award, plaque of recognition, assorted vegetable seeds, garden tools, and fertilizers. For our research activities, we have the Community Participatory Action Research, CPAR, with 9 sites within Mambahaw, Mahinog, and Sagay. We also have site-specific nutrient management, and we have an average yield of 7.5 metric tons of corn per hectare. We also have this AMEA, Adaptation Mitigation Initiative in Agriculture. This is a climate resilient program to mitigate the soil erosion, especially in our slopey and upland areas. Okay. To wrap up, the province is insufficient in some of our agricultural products and surplus in root crops. Our challenge is to raise agricultural productivity, increase farmers' income, and entice young people to go back to the farm. How? Agri-entrepreneurship technology, which are already available in your cell phones through YouTube and others. All what we have done are in support to the tourism programs in the province. Agriculture and tourism are already married in our province. That's why we have our agri-tourism program. Camiguin is one of the major tourism destinations in the country, and we have an average of 800,000 tourists every year. And I am very much hopeful that you learned something and inspired from our experience. And now in this generation, our farming is leading towards sexy agriculture. Why so sexy? Because we are transforming our farmers into entrepreneurs who can engage in value adding, sparking much wider interest by making farms for public learning and recreation. With a different electronic technology available, such as urban vertical gardening, soils agriculture like hydroponics, farming will be an inspiring and profitable business in our economy. Finally, allow me to share this quotation. Agriculture is the most helpful, most useful, and most noble employment of man by George Washington. Thank you and happy afternoon, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much po, Ma'am Maha, for that presentation. So,
Mm.
ma'am, let's go na po to our open forum. We have several questions po from our viewers. First question po, ito. As an island province, what are the major challenges of Camigin's agriculture and fisheries sector?
One of our greatest challenge in our island is we have limited areas for agriculture, but many volcanoes. And we are proud we have that volcano, for we believe that it makes our island popular and uh, the soil is more fertile.
Yes, that's very true. Thank you so much po for that. Yes, ito naman po from Junel Abedes. Sabi po niya, pwede po ba kaming makakuha ng mga seedlings ng lansones at itatanim sa Santa Ana, Cagayan Valley? So, comment po dito or response po dito.
For lansones, we can export lansones from outside our province, but we will not allow lansones seedlings to come in our province. We have an SP ordinance for that to safeguard the health of our lansones trees in our province.
Okay, yes.
So
So,
you can
yun,
buy
klaro
lansones.
yun. Oo. Okay po. Thank you. That's very good. So, and that's actually an information nga kahit ako hindi ko alam. Okay, that's good. And by the way nga po pala ma'am, Ardeen, Ma'am Cherry Mosqueda is actually from Camiguin po.
Yes.
So, yun. Oo. So, now po, ito naman po, speaking of lansones, with climate change and land use conversion, can we still see Camiguin as the home of the best lansones in the country? And what are Camiguin Pagro's support program to this?
We are very proud that we have this lanzones because we are popular because of this lanzones industry. And we celebrated every year our lanzones festival celebration. For last year, we assisted our farmers by selling online. Oh. So, with the trend now, we still believe that in spite of this development, we can still maintain the sweetness of our lanzones because we have the fertile lands still available, the volcanic soil, which has more on potash. That's why we can maintain the sweetness and proud to have these sweet lanzones in our province, ma'am.
Wow, okay, that's very good. And actually, yes, ibang-iba talaga yung lasa ng Camiguin na lansones. Very sweet and very delicious po talaga. So, now let's move naman po for our fourth question. Ito, I think this is the last question as well na din do po. What are the impacts of tourism to the agri and fisheries sector in your province?
During this pandemic, ma'am, our tourism industry has really met different challenges because we have an 800,000 tourists every year. But now we will not accept tourists because of this situation. So it has really a great impact in our economy. Our resorts are closed, even our ordinary carinderias. So it has a great loss in our tourism industry. Even our tourism facilities are still closed as of this time.
Okay, I see. That's actually one of the very ano talaga unfortunate effects or impact of
Yes.
the pandemic talaga, no. Ang daming naapektuhan, especially the tourism industry natin. And Camiguin is aside from your Lanzones is really well known for those tourist spots. So yun nga madam medyo malaki-laki yung challenge dun sa kanya. So anyway, Ma'am Maha, thank you so much po. Those are the questions from our participants. But of course, before we say goodbye to you din po, we would like to ask for a short message for our participants, especially those who are from Camiguin because we have a lot of viewers po talaga from CPSC kasi ang mga estudyante ang hilig manood ng webinar namin. So ano po yung gusto niyong sabihin sa kanila?
May I request one for a shout out muna. Shout out for the COCOFED scholars and then from the graduates of Xavier University 1982 and 83 because I am a fourth batch. And then thank you, Ma'am Mosqueda, for this warm invitation. And we are blessed and honored to participate for this activity. And we invite everyone to invest in Camiguin. Hopeful kami.